For me, the film is not really criticizing on religion, but yes, definitely on patriarchy, definitely on these patriarchal expectations. And that's not difficult because this is something we all need to fight for, and, to create spaces for people to express themselves fully and, be their whole selves and not have anyone kind of label them as anything negative. So in terms of that, there was no difficulty because I think people should, fight for themselves and fight for each other, especially in all our differences. Yeah. The pandemic was probably the worst. No one was prepared for this. And the weird thing was that, making my first feature, I had many self-doubts and insecurities whether I could do it. But all of that just went out the window because of the pandemic. I was very focused. I was like, okay, I really need to make this film. And so I guess I became more confident as a director after that, yeah. We started casting before pandemic, and we were doing it all the way throughout the lockdowns, mainly putting adverts on Instagram because that's where a lot of young people were on. So these girls, they would apply, and then whenever we could, we would meet them in person. And I met over 200 girls, and through that, we narrowed it down to about 30 girls. And we did many acting workshops. It was all about play and all about creating this space that was full of trust, very, very safe, and this place where each girl could express themselves totally freely and not be afraid and not feel any insecurities about themselves, which is interesting because that's what the film is fighting for, and we're trying to create that as well offset. And so through all those workshops, we saw that I started to see which girl was right for the roles, and we ended up with the 3 girls, as the leads. But when you watch the film, all the girls around, like even the bullies, the classmates, they're all part of the workshop as well. And it just felt nice that there was this great supportive network amongst all the young talents as well. I like playing with horror genre, especially because I feel like you need to have a sense of humor to be able to use horror in your storytelling. And that was exactly how I saw it. It was a story about this young girl who's struggling through her growing up and the expectations of society. And so I'm like, let's push it to the max. And she literally turns into a monster and make the audience question, what is the definition of a monster? What is the definition of beauty? And in terms of the comedy elements, yeah, that slowly came through research, through me meeting teachers, me going on the internet, finding certain characters like the Exorcist character, and it's very comedic. And also a little bit sinister because of that. So it all kind of came throughout the development of the film.